Everything that is to be is already here. It just has not been discovered yet. You know, there's many great things haven't been discovered yet, but the everything is already here. For an example, from the beginning of time, when God created the world, everything that came along later was created at that time. But it just took man a while to discover the existence of that particular situation. For an example, from the very beginning of time, electricity was already here. We were using candles and kerosene lamps, but Thomas Edison knew that there must be a better way to light the world. And he kept studying and studying, and one day he discovered electricity, and here comes the lights all over the world. Now, many other things have taken place since, have been discovered to make our world a better world with more conveniences. Birds flew over the sky from the very beginning. But man discovered how to fly later on. Now, in the sky, you see plane after plane after plane. In fact, we even reached the moon with a rocket. So, there's many other things yet to be discovered. My question is, how do you fit in this situation? Well, perhaps you don't know exactly what you can contribute, but there is many things that is yet to be discovered, and you might be that person with that great contribution to life itself. You must ask yourself, what can I do better than anybody else? It's a matter of discovering your own talents. In fact, you have more talent than you give yourself credit for. What God said was, man was my magnificent creation, and within you, he's given the power to conquer the universe itself. The thing about it is that many of us, we go on from day to day not knowing what our special gifts are. You know, we must study. The Bible says, study to show yourself approved. Now, many of us don't even know what talents we actually possess. For an example, you take Moses. He lived until he was in his 30s before he escaped to Egypt because he had killed a man and he had to go into Egypt for hiding. And once he was in Egypt for about 40 years, receiving instruction from God and learning about himself. And after 40 years, he was able to face Pharaoh. And he said, God told me to tell you to let my people go. Now here's a man that never knew while he was growing up that he would be the one to deliver the people of Israel from bondage of the Egyptians. But he did. He became a great, great, great person that was used by God to make this miracle happen. You could be like Moses. There might be something that you can do that will change the very life of man here on earth. There have been many, many people that done just that. Martin Luther King was one. No one knew when he was born that he would be the one to lead the people in the South to civil rights. There's been other individuals that have done things that was absolutely remarkable. Michael Jordan, he was one that used the basketball and performed miracles on the court. You take, for instance, Colonel Sanders. He was working in the kitchen a lot, and he came up with a recipe on how to fry chicken. Something as simple as frying chicken. But today, all over the country, and even all over the world, you find Kentucky Fried Chicken, giving pleasure to many people that's looking for a better way of eating chicken. There's other things that can really change and revolutionize our world. And perhaps you have that particular idea that can do just that. Change the world. It might be in mathematics. It might be in the healthcare industry. It might be in cosmetics. It might be in mechanics. It might be in cooking. It might be in baking. I don't know where your skills lie, but there's something that perhaps you are intended to do, because we all have a purpose that only we can do better than anyone else. You must find out what that talent is that you possess. Remember, the answer is already here. What you must do is ask God for how you can discover what your talent is. Now, one of the things that you should do is just think about your activities. Analyze yourself. What can I really do better than anybody else? This is the question. And how can I take that to the limits so that perhaps I can discover something that nobody else has presented to the world before? Once you do that, you'll find that your whole world will change for the better. As I said before, what success is a combination of getting an idea using your imagination. Imagination is something that is quite beneficial. You must let your imagination take you to heights you've never gone before, and you will be surprised at how your imagination can create idea after idea after idea. And the ideas is the nucleus for success. What I want you to do is just think about that from the bottom of your heart. Just think about it each and every day. What can I do that's different? What can I do that can change the world? And God will give you that idea through your imagination to change the very outlook of life itself. This has been Akil HA saying, keep looking up. The best is yet to come.